Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about the differences between the DCT and the manual motorcycles. I've ridden both, and I want to share my personal experience between the two and explain why I opted to go with the DCT this time. When you're city riding with a manual, you're constantly on that clutch because you got stoplights, you got traffic, so you're constantly holding on to that clutch, which can get tiresome on your left hand. With the DCT, you don't have to worry about it. You just step on and pull the brake, and then twist the throttle when you want to go. You don't have to worry about the shifting of gears. It helps out your left hand a lot, not having to worry about it. The DCT, it's you just twist and go. But in the same token, part of riding a motorcycle, the fun of it is shifting gears, in my opinion. So that is a downfall to the DCT. When it comes to slow maneuvering, the using the clutch helps out a lot. The DCT, it's kind of difficult to do those speed maneuvers. I've learned when I'm doing it on the DCT, I kind of feather the rear brake to kind of emulate the playing with the friction zone on a manual. The friction zone helps out a lot on the manual motorcycle when it comes to slow maneuvering. Another thing is, with a DCT, you have the freedom to pay attention to everything around you, be situational awareness, whereas when you're on a manual, you have a lot more to think about between making sure you're in the right gear, making sure you're not covering your clutch. Also, when you're riding on curves, I found it easier to control your speed with the DCT than it is with your manual. My biggest fear when I was riding a manual was when I was at a stop sign or a stoplight, stalling the motorcycle. I mean, just like on a manual car, if you don't do the right amount of gas with the right amount of letting out the clutch, the vehicle stalls. So you have that with the motorcycle, so it does become a little nerve-wracking. But with the DCT, like I say, you just twist and go. It's a nice smooth transition. No needing to worry about anything. You don't have to look like a fool. Like right now, I mean, I'm already in 6th gear, but to speed up, I didn't have to worry about downshifting. When I pulled the throttle, I downshifted and then shift back to 6th gear so I could get up to speed. One thing I found with myself is I can stretch my left fingers and not have to worry about hitting the clutch or anything as well. I do that on the right side, I hit the brake. So I have to twist my hand up to stretch my fingers on the throttle side. But if you had the manual, you'd have to twist your wrist even on the clutch side. Like I said, this is all my opinions and my take on the differences on the manual versus the DCT. Other people might feel differently, which is okay. I mean, everybody has their opinions. Man, is it a beautiful day out. Not too hot. When I left the house, my phone was reading about 83 with a real feel of 84, so not a lot of humidity. It's gorgeous out. Nice blue skies. I mean, I've seen a lot of motorcycles out already today. Also, one thing I found with the DCT is not having to worry about readjusting your left foot to be able to shift the gears. Just have your foot planted on the little peg and just ride. Yeah, so like I said in my previous video, I'm kind of running out of topics to discuss because pretty much all my modifications are done. I've talked about the motorcycle enough. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out some new topics, that's for sure. one thing I do need to get is tire plug kit and an air pump. So you have to get that kind of stuff for the bike. I don't want to get a flat tire and be stranded. Now I do have AAA, so. But if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I don't want to have to wait for AAA to get to me. Hey everybody, I was just thinking, I have never ridden on the highway. And right where I'm at, I could ride on the highway for about 2 miles to the next exit. I think I'm going to share my first experience on the highway with you guys. I'm a little nervous. I mean, I've ridden high speeds on country roads and stuff. I've never been on the highway, so let's hope that goes well. Like I said, it's only a 2 mile stretch. It'll be an experience for me. I'll share my first experience on the highway with you guys. Nerve-wracking, I can tell you that right now. Actually, I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be. Turbulence, but crosswind is kind of bouncing me around a little bit, which is something I'm not used to. I've survived my first little highway ride. And I'm glad to share my experience with you guys with it. I hope you guys liked it. That was my first time ever being on the actual highway. Once I get more comfortable, I'll do little stretches like that, I think, to get myself used to being on the highway. And then I'll slowly get further or go longer and longer. I don't want to push it too hard, too fast, because it is a safety thing for me. I just want to make sure I'm being safe and smart about things. Like I said, that was my first time on the highway. I'd like to thank you guys for sharing that experience with me. yeah, most of my rides I basically just do from the hip. I just start going riding. I have no really planned routes or anything like that. I just go ride, and most of the time I already have an idea what I talk about. But with starting to run out of things, I had to kind of, actually I asked ChatGPT to give me an idea of a topic, and that's when I said about talking about my experience between riding the DCT and the manual motorcycles. And actually I've been relying on AI a lot more with my videos and stuff like that. For all you new video makers, content creators, ChatGPT and other AI sites are awesome. They're very helpful. So if you're just starting out, or if you're kind of like me where you started out a couple months ago or whatever, AI is a wonderful tool to use. I think I'm up to 85 subscribers, maybe a couple more. The last I saw last night was 85. I don't know if I got any overnight or this morning. But to you 85, I appreciate you subscribing. You guys help out my channel a lot. I'm enjoying the conversations that people put in comments under my videos, and I've always been trying to respond to your comments when I get a chance to. I'm taking this channel as it's my personal project that I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the best content, along with not just being a face, but also being the voice of on the channel, as far as making sure that questions get answered, and thanking for the comments and your opinions and stuff like that. Again, I'm very new to this. I mean, I'm on 5 months, I think, of making video content. And I was actually watching my first sets of videos, and I feel I've improved. What do you guys think? Have I improved? I mean, I know my setup has been improving, being able to actually do the moto vlogs instead of just doing the voiceovers. Making sure that I'm getting my content out there. I have a follower on my Instagram page who's DM'd me a bunch of times thanking me for my content, because he has the same bike that I do, and he had the same problem as I have had, which is not many people that have this bike has really done many videos on it, especially modification wise. To be honest with you, I don't even think I've ever seen anyone do any kind of modifications. I've seen one video of somebody adding a fender extender for the front fender because it is shorter. But other than that, I don't think I've really seen anybody doing any other content on modifications to the bike. And like I've said in this past, all this is coming out of my pocket. Nobody's ever sent me anything. Nobody's reached out to do any kind of reviews. Viking Bag has reached out to me at one point to do a review, and they would pay me, I think, like up to $100 for the review video. I was planning on doing it, but things happened shortly after they sent me the contact information, and every time I was about to do, I would have something personal come up that I wasn't able to do it. So I reached back out to them and thanked them for the opportunity, but I wasn't going to be able to do it right now. And they understood. But like I said, nobody else has reached out to me. I've reached out to a couple manufacturers to see if they'd be willing to send me something to try out. And right now they're like, yeah, your channel's not big enough for us to be able to do that. So, which I understand. I mean, basically it's advertisement for them, and if I'm only reaching out, or if I only have 85 subscribers, they're looking at, even though I have a lot of people watching my videos, they're looking at the number of subscribers, and they're figuring I'm only going to reach out to 85 people, which it's one reason why I'm asking everybody to please subscribe. I need these subscriptions to help get me out there to be able to try to get some stuff. If you guys would like to see reviews on and new equipment and new modifications and stuff. I haven't been down this road on the motorcycle yet, so I'm going to take a ride on this one. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about while I'm out riding, the fairing. I haven't had many people really respond to my questioning as far as should I paint it or not. So I'm going to go with my gut, and I will be painting it the flare orange. I'll be ordering the paint here shortly. with it starting to cool down and the humidity not being as high, I figure it'd be better to wait until all the humidity and stuff is gone away so the paint can dry better. I've contemplated about waiting until the winter so I can kind of record doing it to be kind of like a content of me painting the fairing. Because when we get to the winter time, I'm not going to be doing much riding and stuff, so that's another thing I'm going to have to start thinking about is what can I do during the winter to keep putting videos out. One last thing before I wrap this up. I did reconnect my phone to the to the road sync. I'm gonna play around with that. I'll probably do a video just with playing with that. That might be my next video. So stay tuned for that. But I am going to wrap things up. I appreciate everybody watching. If you have not done yet, please subscribe and make sure you guys like and comment. Y'all have a good day. Peace.